then you guys could hear each other.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's Thursday. It's Korner Booth pregame.
You ready? No debate, cause it's all. I'm too official, got the drip, I got the sauce. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, yeah. Still standing and defiant. Slay the competition, cause I'm walking like a giant. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, corner booth.
I see myself. Kate, I feel like I have not officially said this. I've tiptoed around it. Kate, will you marry me?
Do I have to answer now? Or
No, you have time. You can think about it. You can think about a way to say no without hurting my feelings if you want.
Oh my
lovely.
God.
I'll send you a letter.
Just don't even.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Shit. I'll send you my address later so you can send it to my house.
Yeah, I'm never giving you my address. I don't want you getting that close.
Oh, I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you can tell, we're vacation living out here. It's the Korner Booth pregame happy hour edition. See, JD follows. Island living. JD follows suit. My man's got a cheese cowboy hat. Of course, I am rocking with mine as well.
We have more than corn in Ohio, Pat. We have cheese as well.
Can you make cheese from corn?
No, probably not.
Ohio's not real then.
That's a Wisconsin thing, and we're not that high level cheese.
I see.
Make alcohol from corn.
There you go.
Whiskey.
Good alcohol. And
Rain
everything,
makes
right?
corn. Corn makes whiskey. That's all.
I had to give him caffeine first because the poor kid has a headache. We did up 200 milligrams.
Do a little too much drinking on vacay last night, Kev?
Wait, no, I just have a crippling caffeine addiction.
And nicotine
Speak-
addiction.
No, speaking about this asshole and too much drinking on vacation. What was it? Sunday? Like Sunday night, you were just blowing up everybody's phone with a FaceTime?
Oh no, that was just you, Pat.
No, it was Justin too, because our friend Justin texted me. He was like,
Justin
remind me to unblock Kevin tomorrow. And then I started getting a bunch of FaceTimes from you.
Oh boy.
That's birthday celebration.
Honest, blowing up you and Justin's phones with FaceTime. I mean, there's worse people's phones that could be blowing up.
There's worse things to blow up.
Both facts that are true.
I just texted Justin asking if I'm still blocked. It went through, so.
Well, boys, also, the reason for the cowboy hat on top of that is we had maybe one of the worst. Me and Samir, I think I got 1 point. Samir may have gotten 1 point or 0 points. I think Pat got 2.
I don't want to talk about it.
Pat won.
I don't want to talk about it.
JD had 4. Kevin had 3. Our guest picker had 5. It was the strangest week in football. So, cowboy hat, new luck. We're bringing it back, and this might be for the entire season because that last week was atrocious. Big 6-pack today. Big NFL week. We're talking Calvin Johnson somehow. Tulane. And what was the other story we had?
The Ravens lost another corner.
Oh, yeah. Ravens keep getting injuries. I swear their coach, their training staff needs to be fired.
Scott Cochran, baby.
And there's a game on tonight, Jared.
Oh, yeah. And then there's the
special little game on tonight.
The NFC beast. Somebody pray for Saquon because I need him to survive in this league.
We'll be okay.
Yeah, tonight we have Washington versus the New York Giants.
I said this week, and we'll get into it once we start talking about the game. I said I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants win a game this year 3-0. Tonight will be that night.
Yeah, it could be tonight. It genuinely could be tonight.
Yeah,
and you know what? I wouldn't mind it.
No,
A win's a win, baby.
Dude, we've started 0-2 for 5 years straight. Can you fucking believe that?
The
I
Browns
think-
are 121-1 in openers, so
I think it is.
that's
broke,
fun.
Jared.
I mean, no, it ain't broke for every other fan of those teams.
That's true.
God damn.
Oh, boys. So I was I'm still reeling from Tuesday's episode when I had JD yell at me because I called the Giants roster good, and he said it's not a good roster. It's just
It was the other way around. I said it was bad, and you yelled at me and said it was good.
Yeah, because everyone was talking the entire offseason about Kenny Galladay, Dory Jackson, Saquon Barkley. Oh my God,
I was
Kadarius
not.
Toney, -2 receiving yards in his debut. How you doing?
What the hell? After, by the way, after that, all last week, JoJo's like, yeah, this guy's good. He's gonna have a pretty big role. We're thinking about giving him a pretty big role. No, you didn't. You didn't. Is what you did.
I mean, what would be worse, Smear, from your perspective, if they gave him all these targets and he still had -2 yards, or just the coaching sucked?
I mean,
all the targets.
It would be worse if they gave him all the targets because that would mean he's not that great. Yeah, now it's like, okay, he could be fucking amazing. It's just that we have the worst offensive coordinator to ever grace the earth.
Yep. Fire Gettleman, fire everyone but Judge. Move on.
Do you guys remember last year when people were talking about Jason Garrett being actual good offensive coordinator for like 2 weeks?
Who are those people? Because I'd like to meet them.
ESPN and their.
Well, that says enough right there.
They were probably just like, oh, well, the Cowboys, they were good that one time. Remember?
They're probably friends with him. That's probably why.
By the way, it's been 5 years since that 13-3 Cowboys season.
God, that was fucking horrible.
That sucked. I really hated that. But then the next year when we beat them in
MetLife too, so that was a boat season too, Samir.
Yeah.
He just looks so depressed now.
Dejection in his voice.
But boys, we have so much good football this week. College football, 2 big ranked games. One in a Big Ten versus SEC showdown, and then the SEC possibly championship game preview if Georgia slips up.
Let's be honest, though. That Big Ten SEC game, that's going to be a Big Ten beating down the SEC game.
I hope.
Let's also be honest here. Penn State is not the best team in the Big Ten by any stretch. So
no, Auburn's even furthest from being the best team in the SEC.
I'd say they're like the 3rd best, though. I mean, that Penn State defense is legit.
I'm not going to be able to watch a single second of this game, man. These are the 2 fan bases I hate the most. This is the bowl of the weakest moral compass. That's all this is. Who's the shittier person? That's what this game will find out.
Well, history has told us Penn State shittier people, but
right.
Yeah, comparing his kids.
Yeah, so. But the people there right now, I don't know. Also, who is Auburn's coach?
Brian Harskin.
You know, I was looking at that picture of all the
5 other people said no, right? Like he was good at Boise, but other than that, that feels low level for Auburn as a hire.
It's Auburn.
Okay.
It's not.
Maybe I hold them higher than I should.
But they're also, this whole hiring process was a shit show for Auburn because the booster in the AD wanted their defensive coordinator. No one else did. So they announced him that they were going to hire him, and then everyone rioted. So they were like, no, we're not going to hire him now. And then by then, all the good coaches were gone, so they went up to Boise.
So they saw Tennessee and said, hold my beer.
Pretty much.
Cool, because that always works well when you have that much disagreement over who you should hire.
Well, I mean, at least with Tennessee, the organization was in agreement, or the school was in agreement, and then the fans just
that was the fans.
Not a good coach. Like, he was at Penn State when Jerry Sandusky was there. We can't have him, just to hide the fact that they're like, we just don't want this guy to be our coach.
Yeah, let's be honest. It was they didn't want him as a coach. It's not the moral fabric of the man.
Yeah, no.
But
if he would have won them 4 natties, they would have been like, great, perfect.
Yeah, 100%.
If Jerry Sandusky could win them 4 natties, they would probably want him as their head coach. Also true.
It's not go that far.
By the way, on Giants news, Shane Lemieux was just placed on IR, so that's great.
Did you see Billy Price is starting after getting traded there like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, we just signed another guy.
We
just signed Matt Skura.
Yeah, Billy Price, not great.
Bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, good college center. Won the whatever the center award is, but it has not been good for the Bengals, and it's pretty bad that someone who struggled at the Bengals is coming in and is going to start after being there for 2 weeks. That kind of shows you where that offense is.
I was going to say, the Giants have a bad offensive line. How do you get a guy from a worse offense?
Yeah, literally maybe the only one that's worse. Let's trade for Bengals offensive lineman. Boy, Gettleman, 4
Is it-
more years.
Yeah, we went for
Four
it.
more years.
Is it too early in the season to start tanking?
Ooh,
No.
could be that. Maybe they just are like, we've seen enough of Danny Dimes this year. Let's just put him at the worst offensive line we can possibly make. Put him on IR so we can say,
No,
he got-
there's reports saying that they fucking love him. They're saying that they're still sky high on Daniel Jones. There's a quote that's like, "If you're not seeing it, then you're blind," or whatever. Like,
I'm
literally,
seeing
that's what people are saying.
averaging 2 fumbles a game. Like he has over.
Oh
It's
my
been 3
God,
years in the
dude,
league, and he has like 35 fumbles. It's
It's
unreal.
unbearable, bro.
And it's
Unbearable.
always like right when there's a glimmer of hope. They're
It's-
driving down a little.
It's so
it is the most
demoralizing.
perfectly timed
Every
fumbles
time.
to just punch you right in the gut.
Fuck, man,
But
he
no
hates
Giants
me.
psyched for tonight.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hates every
sorry,
guy.
guys. All your first round quarterback picks can't pan out like the Patriots. It's fine.
Dude,
it
what-
panned out now in
whatever.
Jesus Christ.
1 week.
One game.
One
at a
game.
time.
He
You
panned
guys
out.
like what?
He
10
played
minutes,
good,
11 minutes
but-
into the show before he mentioned Mac Jones already?
Look, I said Mac Jones panned out the minute he walked on that draft stage.
Well, sure. But I think society needs to give it a minute before we check that off as a for sure.
Society. Not the
Society,
fans.
the rest
We
of us.
Go ask everyone. Like, oh, do you watch football? No.
Doesn't
Well,
matter.
look at Mac
What
Jones.
think about
He
Mac
panned out.
Jones on the Patriots? Has he made it? That's what we need.
I just can't believe that the pro shop is still sold out of his jerseys.
Don't get me started.
Like, how are that?
Can you
how
not
are there
get
that many
one?
New England fans?
I didn't know that.
Speaking of jerseys, Jalen Hurts going crazy.
Right?
Jersey
I'm
sales
not
or
going to
something?
try again. I don't.
Yeah, they
buy-
went up 500%.
Holy
I don't buy Eagles.
nobody was
gear
buying it
in the
beforehand, let's
season.
be honest.
It's like a superstition thing.
What is he, number 2 now?
No, he's number 1.
Okay. Because I
Yeah.
knew right when it started going up, it was like Mac Jones was still 1 and then Jalen was 2.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant his actual jersey number. I don't know who's number 1 or not. I thought you meant like the number he wears.
No. I know he's number 2. No, I meant like in terms of sales.
Because he's number 1 number-wise, correct, Jared? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I meant like in terms of
Gotcha.
sales.
Got that. What I said, ignore because I don't know. I don't know who's won.
Fair enough.
Wait till
Boy,
Justin Fields comes in on primetime one of these days and lights it up.
Oh, he's gonna surpass everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, listening to Kyle Brandt the other day I think it was Monday morning, ranting about the absolute atrocity that is Matt Nagy's quarterback by committee system.
So stupid.
Oh my God. We talked about it on the show already this week, but hearing an actual devout Bears fan talk about it is the most depressing thing. I feel horrible. Bears fans, I am with you. I'm sorry. And it's going to be okay. Because they'll eventually fire Matt Nagy. They won't get rid of Justin Fields.
I watched the Monday night game with my best friend is a Bears fan, and he has a Fields jersey. He's all in, and it was just defeating. It was similar to talking to Samir and me about the Giants, but like I don't know how you can literally do the same thing that you screwed up on last time with switching them in and out. And I understand that like he's using him as like a gadget guy, but it's like, why even do that?
He's too talented to use as a gadget guy.
Exactly. It's just stupid. Like play him or don't.
Also,
the thing is they don't want him to come in too for like a series and go right down the field and score, because then all of a sudden they'll have to play him, which you think would be a good thing. But for Nagy, it's like, no, I don't want to play him yet. And not to mention, this is the time. They have about 3 games coming up that are super winnable and not great defenses other than the Browns. But after that, it's fed to the Wolves, man. Like they're like week 5 through 8 or 9 is really hard. So if you want to give him a couple warm-up games, I guess, not like an NFL game's a warm-up game, but before he hits those defenses, now's the time.
And I would understand if the Bears were just a bad team all around.
Right.
Like, we're not going to start Justin Fields.
We made the playoffs last year.
Yeah, we took him because we didn't think there was a better option next year. We wanted to get our guy in the system and learning, but the team's not good, so we don't want him to ruin his confidence. But the Bears have a good team.
And the next games are Bengals, Browns, Lions, Raiders. And then they have Packers, Buccaneers, 49ers, Steelers, Ravens. Like, you want him to start playing now. If you're going to start playing in week 5, you're literally just feeding him to the Wolves.
Aside from injury, I see no downside to starting him earlier or sooner rather than later.
Doesn't make any
Getting
sense.
a better chemistry with those receivers faster than later.
You could tell by when he scored that touchdown, the way everybody like the team wants him to play.
The sideline erupted.
I think it was Montgomery or someone this week said he's just got like an aura about him or something. Like guys are saying this stuff in the media. So like, hey, Nagy, get a hint. The team, he has the locker room right now.
I mean, I can relate, Jason. Last year, the Eagles sideline from the pre-Wentz benching to post, it was night and day in that locker room.
Yeah, that was a big story.
Hurts won that locker room over, and what was it? I heard an interview like 2 games. By the end of the New Orleans game, he'd won that locker room over, and Carson had basically punched his ticket out. So I completely get why every Bears fan's irate right now. I understand, like, okay, like if it was like Kevin said they were bad, but the only reason in my head that I think is Matt Nagy like owes like a debt to Andy Dalton, so he's fulfilling his promise to start the entire season.
He's trying to justify signing him. He's trying to justify having him and Foles there for $10 million.
Who gives a fuck?
Exactly. No, I'm not. But I think that's the only thing that makes semi-sense from his point of view, but it's also stupid.
The Bears also traded for Nick Foles and then benched him.
Right. He didn't even freaking suit up.
I have where is Matt Nagy from? Because I think there is a reason that he might not be starting Justin Fields over Andy Dalton that we're ignoring. If he's from a place like Michigan. No, he is from Michigan? No, but if he's from a place like Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, like one of those places, there's kind of a reason why he might not want to start Justin.
He's from New Jersey, so no excuses.
Oh.
Yeah, he's from Jersey.
I'm not putting Cruz's comment on. I'm not. It's just
no, because we deal with facts here.
Yeah, not opinions and pure. Aaron Rodgers took the league off.
Yeah, what's this crab legs tattoo that he has to get?
It's
like a Jameis Winston thing, but like
live streamed. If Cruz has not seen this live stream, he's never welcome on the show again.
I think Cruz has to get a crying Tebow tattoo too.
Come on, Cruz. Yeah, he has to.
Just how else can you ingrain yourself with a new boss than get his face crying on your body?
Yep.
I DM
hire me, I'll do it.
I actually DM Cruz today. I think I need Cruz's number.
Bloody face Tebow, like seriously, like that game, like what it was the SEC championship.
Yeah, that was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that was like I was like, dude, this guy's psycho. I love it.
I would get a tattoo of that where it was like, it's like a painting and it's like frames. That would be a cool tattoo.
Fair.
And it's on my ribs. Tim Tebow on my ribs.
So, do you want to roast Tulane now, or do you want to wait?
What are we roasting Tulane about? I love that.
You love that?
Dude, that's great.
I misinterpreted your entire reaction.
What are you talking about?
That's so fun. So Tulane is playing Ole Miss this weekend. And for those who don't know, Tulane used to be in the SEC, and they won the SEC championship 3 times. So they're wearing a sticker on their helmet, SEC champs, with 38, 43, and 40.
That's so cool.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
You're explaining this better. I love this also because Ole Miss is trash.
It's great. I love it so much. Also,
that's sweet.
They probably have more championships than Vandy.
Yeah. Watch Tulane is going to be the best team. Besides, they're in a what's it called, right? With AAC, with they're in the American with Cincinnati, right? I really want a Tulane Cincinnati championship game. That'd be great.
They should have beat Oklahoma.
Yeah. I jinxed that one. I'd like to apologize for that.
Not to us, but
it's okay, Pat.
I hold single-handedly. There was, nothing about that except.
But the drip of those uniforms, which is basically it matches the lenses of my Yeats right here. But I love it. I just think it's just a solid uniform.
I'm a big Tulane guy now.
Oh, me too. They're my favorite Louisiana college.
Yeah, that's not super hard. So
well, since LSU was my school.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah, and then it was then I didn't go there.
Wait, hang on. Has
the Raging Cajuns
ever stolen money from a hospital? No, they have not. They actually have charity hospital on campus. So, they beat out LSU.
There you go. Boys, did you hear this news about Calvin Johnson this morning?
No.
Calvin Johnson is ready to squash the beef technically with
the Lions.
The Lions and the Ford family. Right. They pay him, what is it, the $1.6 million?
$1.6 million that he had to give back when he retired from his signing bonus.
Why? Oh, because he retired.
Yeah.
Oh, and they're giving it back to him? Yeah, that I'll squash any beef for $1.6 million.
Well, also, this is a no-brainer, right? For the Lions.
Yes, the Lions shouldn't have done it in the first place. Like,
Yeah, that's like that's nothing to you. And it's like Calvin Johnson. I don't know why.
What are you going to use that money to make your team better? That's not true.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Danny Kneecaps does not need money. He needs bodies.
That money was probably allocated towards the Ford family's special foot ropes they get.
The only reason I wouldn't give that money back is if instead I could turn around and go, hey, actually, Calvin, here's this. We'll give you $3.2 million a year to be our wide receivers coach. And then if he says no, we go, okay, here's just $3.2 million. Then we're sorry. We're sorry
about that.
RB.
Speaking of money, I was kind of thinking of this bit today where it's like a guy who like fucks, like who has like stacks of money and he has sex with them, and then like every day he tells people he's like, yeah, I just came into some money, like every day.
What?
Nice. I get it.
I almost want to mute him for that one.
That was pretty solid.
That was good. That was good.
You know that, right?
Again?
Yeah, you could just.
Oh, you're gonna kick me? You're gonna do that?
I'd be afraid.
Oh, you're gonna do it now. Oh, you're really gonna do it, huh?
Oh my God!
Go ahead, pull the fucking. Go on, hit me.
No, don't do it.
Oh no!
I'd be afraid of paper cuts. That's what I'd be afraid of.
I didn't ban him. I only kicked him.
Just wear a condom, and I think you'll probably alleviate that then.
Right.
But that seems like an easy way to break it and get the money pregnant. So
that's why you always wear two.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna baby trap the money actually, so that way I get some more that grows out of it.
There you go.
So that's how that works.
There he is. We'll give him a second. Any other story we want to cover before we get into six pack? I feel like that's easy.
let Samir sit there and think about what he's done.
There you go.
Listen to that.
What?
Tailgate in the quad drop today. Listen to that.
Nice.
For your college football needs.
We talk about play.
I've never really cared for the sport of college football. I'm an NFL guy through and through.
As of last Saturday.
Suicide watch day.
Never quite liked college football.
Okay,
never cared for it.
I think it's a rotation, guys, because week one, the health check was for me. Week two was for JD. Who is it next week, guys?
Me by a lot, by the way. Every team I like and root for lost in disappointing fashion. So
I think it's going to be Samir. I think
Oregon. Who are they playing next week?
Nobody.
Sorry for being funny, guys. That's all I have to say.
Screw you, Cruz.
I think I kind of had a half.
Think about that one for a few days now.
If Oregon didn't happen, I would have had a really bad weekend because the Yankees looked horrible last weekend. The Mets series that fucking sucked, and then the Giants. If Oregon lost, then I would have been demoralized.
I had a horrible weekend. Alabama didn't cover, and the Patriots lost.
Wow.
What a shame.
The line was 53.5.
Those lines are suckers lines at that point.
Yeah. I didn't think they were going to. I figured it'd be like they would win by like.
And Mercer plays them every fucking year, right? At this point they gotta figure out.
It's a rivalry.
Oh yeah.
Mercer versus the spread.
Oh, Oregon's playing Stony Brook this weekend.
Yeah, I'm playing Stony Brook.
Oregon's an upset alert.
It's not happening.
I get to watch a trash bowl of UConn and Army. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, nice.
After watching the powerhouse teams of Air Force and Navy play last weekend, where I think there were only 3 points on the board going into the second half.
That's
awesome. Total like 15 offensive yards.
Jesus
Pat, you know I love the truth, but if Army doesn't beat UConn, you're never gonna hear the end of it from me.
Oh yeah, no, I will. Being a resident of Connecticut, I will roast you endlessly.
UConn lost a holy crop.
They might lose to our high school state champion. Like that might be an actual thing.
It's at West Point.
UConn's playing UMass this year.
Oh my god.
Oh, that game's gonna be amazing.
We have to go to that. Pat, you want to go to UMass UConn this year?
When's the game? I say with the perfect ability to Google the date of the game.
I'm just getting the lines ready for all the games. We'll talk Thursday night, and then we'll go into the six-pack after he's done the street.
It's October 9th.
Ooh.
It's in UMass. Oh, I could get to UMass. I could go.
We could do a quarter. Maybe JD can hitchhike his way out here with his cheese hat.
If you think I am making the effort to go all the way out there for the UConn UMass
Corner
game,
booth ball.
I'll do it. If
I
you
do
wanna
it.
tailgate like
I'll do October 9th.
If you
Let's
guys
see
want
it.
to tailgate like a Giants Eagles game or something like that in the future, maybe. But UMass UConn, hell no.
Yo,
Dude, just
let's
hop
start
on the
with-
tractor, get on the highway, get down
There's
here.
gonna be a belly up meetup at the trash bowl.
Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, Ryan's
The
coming.
boys are buzzing.
This is
Ryan's
happening.
coming?
We are
Absolutely
going
buzzing.
October 9th. We are going to.
Okay, I'll come. All right, if Ryan's
There you
coming.
go.
It's cool. It's officially cool.
Come on. JD, you can stay at my place.
Like some of the really
Samir, if you want me to stay over, you can just
Think it's
ask.
$68.
You don't have to make up these.
I just what I
games.
said. Yeah, you don't have to make
okay.
up this UConn UMass
You,
stuff.
this UConn, like those are
boys.
real schools.
yeah, come
sure.
on.
Sure.
First ever corner.
Guys, if you
booth
want to
match.
hang out, you can just invite me. We don't need to make up these
The
games.
corner booth bowl, guys. We're all tailgating. McCarthy's making it. Who knows? Might even kidnap Cruz. He's got nothing going on in Florida now.
You've heard of tailgate on the quad, but have you heard of tailgate blacked out in a parking lot? Because that's what that's going to be. It's going to be.
I thought that was
Bunch
just after every episode. All right, boys, you ready to talk about this Thursday night game tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, God. All right.
Is it a
before we
six-pack
kick-
game?
Before we kick off our six pack, no, this is not part of our six pack.
Okay.
Thursdays are never part of our six pack unless it's like a huge game.
Gotcha. Yeah, get it in.
Down it.
Patriots in.
Down it.
Listen, we're also going to the bar.
How's vacation, guys? Before we,
Oh,
yeah.
You guys having
They're,
fun?
they're balling out there.
What's the sleeping situation? You guys bunking together? Or?
Yeah, I'm Big Spoon.
Okay.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I figured.
Fuck yeah.
I was like Jared. I'm shorter. Like I'll be Little Spoon. He demanded that I was Big Spoon.
Okay.
And this
He
is
likes-
all on a twin XL bed.
He
right?
feels safe.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like dorm beds.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
themselves on.
The 12 feet off the ground.
Gosh.
What are you doing, step co-host?
All right. No answer. No answer is the answer I needed.
Hey, this is podcast and shit.
Yeah, that is the name.
It is podcast and chill.
All right, so guys, the line today is Washington minus 3.5. I'm gonna start off. I was seeing like lines today, like people doing like FanDuel bets of like take Danny Dimes for for under 15 fantasy points. I might roll with that bet right now. But here's the other thing: was the Washington defense allowed a 70% completion percentage. Their secondary is not great. Can we just admit that right now? I've been saying it like
Washington?
since August.
I think their defense isn't as good as
incredible.
it's hyped to be.
Their secondary is atrocious. It may be the worst in the division because at least Dallas can cover somebody. They have Trayvon Diggs, who can cover one player.
Yeah, they didn't get home once last week. That mighty defensive line. Now that being said, if there is a get right game for a defensive line, it is the Giants' offensive line.
Well, we basically have me, JD, and Kevin as their like tackles and centers.
Yeah.
What you're talking about how bad they were? They gave up 65.9% completion percentage to the reigning rookie of the year.
True. I mean,
No, I was about just the D line.
Also, that also could say a lot about the Chargers O line, which they basically.
I do want to say this about the Giants O-line. I actually want to say this. They're a good pass blocking offensive line. Daniel Jones had the 7th most time in the pocket this week.
They only Daniel Jones.
And that's what he did with it. Yikes!
Yeah, exactly, and he can't. Well, they can't. They can't run block.
So much worse. The way he's
Listen,
Oh my!
listen to this. The Giants O-line ranked 3rd in pass block win rate last week. Andrew Thomas ranked 2nd in run block win rate. Nick Gates tied for 1st in pass block win rate. So
Even the good stats
Oh, guys,
sound bad.
I know.
We're about to get the damn ex-Wolf out here for football.
Oh my god.
Who?
No, I mean these are like normal stats. It's like these are signs of improvement, but it's just they can't run block, and Daniel Jones is bad. So with no run game established, Daniel Jones, even when he has time, can't do shit with it.
All right, boys, I'm gonna instilling a new thing for our Thursday night games now because I think this is so much fun. We're gonna do over under random stats. So we're gonna do the easy one. Over under how many sacks for Chase Young? I'm starting the line at 1.5. Spare over under 1.5 sacks for Chase Young.
I'm gonna have to say over, man. He's Chase Young, and
He's also going against the worst tackle in the NFC East.
Over.
oh yeah, is he, dude? You're fucking out of your mind, man. Well, I guess this is the Cowboys. All right, I think you said the NFC.
NFC East.
Yeah, I can't play that.
Yeah, you have Jordan Mailata, who basically murdered a linebacker from the Dolphins last week. I wouldn't want to get hit by a 6'8", 350-pound man who played both.
You know,
I got over.
I'm going to take the over on this, but not for the reason you're thinking. I think they're going to try and shut down Chase Young as best as possible. They're going to be double teaming him every time. But Daniel Jones is either just going to run into his arms while he's double teamed, or just stand in the pocket for 20 seconds and get sacked.
See, I had a buddy of mine's boyfriend tell me, he walks up to me when he's going to start talking. I think I told this story before you guys off camera. I said, "Hey, what's your opinion on Daniel Jones?" Somebody was asking about that before. He goes, The dude looks lost in the pocket, like his brain shuts off. And I was like, "That's perfect."
Sheer adrenaline.
Just deer in the headlights, just gets clocked. Yeah, I'm going over. I'm slamming the over here. We're gonna do 2 more, and then we'll pick the game. Over under 2 turnovers for Daniel Jones.
Under.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say under 2.
1.5 would have been harder.
Wait, yeah. So are we saying?
Fine, 1.5. 1.5.
Okay. So that makes it a little harder because
I'm gonna take.
I think over. I'm gonna take the over on 1.5.
Yeah, I get a feeling like it's gonna be like a play from behind type game. I couldn't tell you why. So give me the over on it.
See, Kevin also predicted this could be the game that the Giants win 3-0. So I'm going to take over. I think it's going to be 3 to 4 turnovers, and they still might have a chance at winning.
3 to 4. Wow.
Except if Taylor Heineke gets running, boys, this should be fun. And that was the last one.
Just Daniel Jones?
Okay. What?
It was just Daniel Jones?
Just Daniel Jones.
Okay.
Not Saquads, not drops.
All right, under. Yep, under. Okay, move on. Sorry.
We have a meme one, that we have a regular one and a meme one, that we're moving on to the picks. Over under how many rushing yards for Taylor Heineke? I'm saying 30. 1.5. That's the
under because of sacks. He'll get sacked a few times.
31.5 rushing yards for Taylor Heineke.
Under for me.
Taking the over. I'm saying he's going to hit at least 45. He's going to get.
I'm gonna say under. I don't think he's gonna. I don't know if he'll run that.
I believe in the lack of ability of that Giants pass rush.
I don't know. I mean, when you have the linebacking core is good enough to contain him, is what I think.
I'll take the under, but not by that much. I think it'll be like 25 to 30 yards rushing for him. Like it'll be close either way, in my opinion.
I think I'm going to take the over. I think Heineke, it's not going to be a long run, but it's going to be a lot of short runs, and sacks don't count as negative rushing yards.
They don't?
In the NFL.
No.
Only in Madden.
Gotcha. Never mind.
True.
That changes everything.
All righty.
Wait, don't they in fantasy too?
No, I don't.
Stat keeping it up.
Final, and this is just for memes. Over under how many receiving yards for Kadarius Toney this week? Line 5.5.
Over this week.
Sky's the limit by comparison.
He's gonna have a breakaway play this week.
Jared, you're gonna be so salty when he has 3 catches for 9 yards, bitch.
Yeah.
Over.
I was going to say take the over and say it's going to be 6.
Yeah, I'm going to take the over as well. I'm going to say a solid 15 yards on 2 catches.
That's not terrible.
Oh, no, I think the kid's talented. I just think my favorite part was how Giants fans would come at me on Twitter when I said, when there was oh, Tony's going to be better than Devontae Smith. Now, Samir, you've been very gracious about this.
So, I will say this about Samir before we get into the picture of this game.
Okay.
We go at each other, but Samir is a rational fan.
Yes.
Across the board. He recognizes what the Giants are. He said Toney will be good, but he recognized that he might get buried in the depth chart. He's not going to be great right out the gates. And also with the Yankees, I respect any argument Samir makes about the Yankees except for ex-Woba and Derek Jeter related things. He has never once said 27 rings to me.
All right, picks time. Oh, no, they didn't do theirs. Boys, are we all taking the over on the meme stat? All right, picks time. I'll go first. I am taking Washington. Also to cover, by the way. What's the line? 3.5.
I'll be hopeful. I'll take the Giants on this.
This isn't a 6-pack thing?
No, this is not the 6-pack.
It is not.
Okay, then the Giants, hopeful thinking. If they're going to get wins throughout the season, I'm wondering where this might be a spot. So let's go Giants outright with the win.
You know, a lot of people have been asking me how I'm feeling, and I'm feeling pretty bad. I'll say it. I'm feeling pretty bad.
Yeah, me too.
But you know what? 4 days is just about enough days to fucking get over the last week and get fucking ready to fucking go. Let's go, Giants. Let's fucking go. Let's go.
Championship banner. You know what? I
Busting
like
out
the
the-
presentation. I like it. I really do.
Thank you.
All
Yo,
right.
fun fact about this is that my dad got it for me when I was a kid. It was like when they won, I lost my mind, and then the day after they won, I went to bed and I woke up and it was hung on my ceiling.
Wait, are you serious? Hold on.
Yeah.
I have a similar exact story. My mom did that, but we live in Ohio, so there's like going to be no Giant stuff. She got a sweatshirt from Walmart and printed on a Giant Super Bowl
Cool.
on it and hung it above for what oh my God, Samir, we were destined to be best friends.
Yeah.
Go Giants.
We
Go
really
Giants.
Go Giants.
That's so cute, guys.
It's pretty adorable.
Because this isn't a six-pack, that is an adorable story.
Thank
Because this isn't a six-pack pick, I'm going to put a qualifier on my pick. If Saquon plays and is somewhat back to his old self, I think they'll control the clock. It'll be 3-0 Giants. If Saquon doesn't play, I think it's going to be like 7-3 Washington.
Okay.
If he gets like under 10 touches or something.
I'm excited for this game, you guys. I'll say it. I'm excited for this
Slam the under. All right. All right, Mr. McCarthy's out the building. Look at this.
Let's just before though, hang on. Ordered some sunglasses. If you want some beautiful sunglasses like Jared and like Ryan from
And Eli Manning.
and Eli from Eli's Places, but like Ryan from No Credentials Required, head over to Yeats.com, YeatsOfficial.com, excuse me, promo code CornerBooth for 10% off. 15 now. Fucking 10% with my promo code.
We're bets now, rude.
Promo code CornerBooth for 15% off your order.
If it's not 10%, I'll then we get $2. It's supposed to be 15 now. All right.
Also, no ghost content this week.
Yeah, Ghost is 300
Unfortunately.
miles away at my house, hanging out, relaxing. Can't wait for me. He's also, I guarantee, at least destroyed something in my house. I just don't know what. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of week again. Everyone's favorite game. Let's crack a six-pack. Boys and girls, first off, Kevin's Crimson Tide taking on Florida. Woo! Oh my God, I am excited for this game because I feel like every Florida State, Miami, Central Florida, UTF, FIU, and then miss any of the main Florida colleges?
Did you say FIU?
Yes.
USF?
And Jacksonville State are all going to be happy because Alabama is going to beat the bricks on Florida.
The bricks.
Is? There's a Jacksonville, Alabama?
Yeah, Jacksonville State Gamecocks.
I learn something new every day. That's in Florida.
Are we waiting for? Okay, all right. Yeah, Alabama. Alabama. This line is not enough. What is it, like 14.5?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not enough. Hammer Alabama.
Roll Tide.
With the points. Unfortunately, I don't like it, but they are going to beat the brakes off the Gators, who won by 21 points against USF last week. If you think that's going to be the same score this week, they still wouldn't cover. That makes no sense. You think Alabama's going to play worse than UCF or US? Or no, they would cover, but still, they would. Yeah, no, they're going to win by a lot more. So,
Are there people out there who don't think Alabama's going to win this game?
Yeah, Florida.
Yeah.
In Gainesville. That's basically.
I mean-
and Cruz's boss.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess that's what happens when you smoke a bunch
more
of
interesting
fucking
question is the spread on this because it's not even.
Technically, it's called the Cruz Bowl.
Yeah, I wonder if Cruz and Tim Tebow have thrown hands this week.
Loser has to wear a jersey or something.
Cruz would roll in a Florida jersey. So,
I'm taking Alabama also.
all right.
Pretty self-explanatory.
If Will Anderson plays, Alabama by 30.
Nice.
If Will Anderson does not play, Alabama by 25.
He's good for 5.
Yes.
That's a lot of points for someone to be accountable for. One
Especially
man.
for a linebacker, like a non-offensive guy.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. And
Did
finally,
Samir go?
the other college.
Yeah, I
today.
would.
Penn State, Auburn.
Can I start?
Go for it.
Fuck.
Auburn is a top 25 team because they beat up on a 1-5 MAC team from last year. And
Zips.
the right FCS programs, apparently, because Alabama, now that they're only playing one FCS team, is playing the wrong FCS team, so they're not from Alabama, and beating up on Alabama State. Bo Nix is not good. He passed for like 178 yards and 2 touchdowns against Alabama State. That's horrible. Bo Nix is not good. I weep for his children that they lose involved in their lives at any point, even if it's only at conception. Penn State, with the points, they're going to blow them out.
I don't want to pick Penn State, but I will pick
Me
Penn
neither.
State. Yeah.
Me neither.
Like-
That's why I'm mad.
I don't like the organization as a whole, and I don't like their team, but I don't think they're going to lose to Auburn. So
Yeah, I think Penn State's going to win. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a blowout just because I don't know if Penn State has like blowing somebody out potential with that offense, but that defense is sick nasty.
Yeah, and-
so give me Penn State to win the game, but I think it might be closer than the experts think.
I'm going to go ahead and say this once again. Auburn, you can go and kindly lick my balls. Once again, you're gonna
Kindly
lose.
lick it.
Full time Samir is just
Kindly.
literally just has no fear anymore. That's what it is.
Kindly.
Pierre doesn't like the aggressive licking. He likes it kindly.
Kindly. I like it kindly.
could you
And
demonstrate kindly looking?
God, move on.
Penn State.
There we go. JD, you made your pick, right?
Yeah, I picked Penn State.
Okay. Just making sure. All right. Moving on. I picked Penn State, by the way. There was no theatrics needed. They won all of NFL time. What was it? It was a paper. My turn. Samir, you are a famous kid. Shout out to our boy AJ and his Dirty Birds from
Welcome to the corner booth.
from over at Rough Cut. Of course,
Yeah, shout out to Rough Cut.
him and his semi-annoying co-host Vinny were here. 3 weeks ago? Yeah. Vinny, how those Jaguars doing?
I love Rough Cut.
Oh, you guys also realize if Urban Meyer goes back to the NFL, I'm going to be in Vinny's inbox of college. I'm going to be in Vinny's inbox every damn day. I'm just going to have to be, just because I'm just going to be ruthless about it. All right, next up, Bills and Dolphins.
Oh, wait, where is it? Bills? Is it in Miami?
I believe it's in Miami. My phone was being super slow for a second. Thanks, Wi-Fi. Yes, in Miami, line Buffalo -3. Wow, Buffalo's getting shanked on this line right now. I'm taking Buffalo. I think they just got embarrassed last week.
-3?
Yeah. They should beat the brakes off of Miami.
Yes, that's my.
I don't know.
Miami won because
I don't know.
I think it's a fair line.
Well, hang on. I'm sorry. We got to. Timeout. Urban won't bitch out. What in Urban's career tells you that? Florida, when he faked the heart attack to get out of there. Ohio State, when he faked
He
the
never
heart attack.
quits mid-season.
There's a first time for everything.
And it's for next season.
Okay, but that's not bitching out. I think people think he's going to leave mid-season. He's not going to leave mid-season.
No. Well, it's halfway. It's part of the way through a contract. Bitching out because he couldn't cut it in the NFL. Yeah.
This would be more bitching out
Okay. Give
than
me
anything else he's done.
give me Bills by big. I'm saying by 2 touchdowns. I think Buffalo's going to come out. McDermott's going to have these boys rolling. The last week was atrocious, and they came out flat. They also cost me a shot.
Yeah, as good as the Dolphins looked last week, I think there's a lot more potential for the Bills to kind of bounce back after last week. They just looked bad offensively, but I have to feel like they're going to get it together.
Katie, what did we call this the 1 cents game last week? The most underwhelming but entertaining. It was some weird way of saying like somehow this game ended up being 17-16. We have no idea how it got there. That was kind of where our sentence went. Yeah. You're fuming. Ready? I'm still mad about that pick.
I will take Bills. The only thing though is, man, tough way to start for the Bills. Those are two really tough defenses. But I'm not a Tua believer. Think he is average at best, and the Bills will win this game and be 1-1. Because 0-2 would be kind of a disaster for them.
Yeah. I kind of want to pick the Dolphins, but I'm going to stay safe. I'm going to pick the Bills. Yeah, I just think, once again, I'm not exactly a Tua hater, but I just think the gap between Josh Allen and Tua, and I think Josh Allen is, and, the culture of the Bills right now is that they're mad that they lost this game, and they're going to go out and they're going to have something to prove.
Break some tables.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bills here. I think last week was a bad game, but the Dolphins defense is good enough, but it's not great. And I think the Bills have to bounce back. They're too good. Yeah.
All right, Pat, make your pick.
Yes, there's the Bills.
Damn it, Samir, with your freaking car alarm.
I don't know what's going on out there. I don't have a car.
Yes, only. All right, Titans Seahawks. Now this game we almost left off of the six-pack this week in favor of BYU ASU, but I figured a team that I thought overperformed or actually played very good against a team that I don't even think woke up that morning, one of the 5 teams. So I don't know where to go with this one yet. So Samir, floor is yours. Titans Seahawks.
I'm going Seahawks because this game's a shootout, and the Titans have the worst defense. And that's what I think. And I think Russell Wilson's a better quarterback than Tannehill. I think this game is going to be a pure shootout. I'm really not that high on the Seahawks defense. I just think that Carson Wentz was a little rusty last week, to be honest. They have Jamal Adams, which is more than the Titans have. And to be honest, right now, I like the way that both weapons on the Seahawks click with Russ better than, Julio and Tannehill. I don't know if that connection's really clicking right now. AJ Brown's great, but DK's on the other side. So I think, Lockett's an X factor in this game. I think the Seahawks win.
There we go. I'm going to agree with my sidekick here. I'm taking the Seahawks. As much as I love Derrick Henry, Julio Jones, AJ Brown, I think that defense needs an exorcism, a revamp, restructure, destruction, tear down job, whatever you want to put it as, because I cannot even, even characterize how bad that team
Hey, Chandler.
They made the New York Giants look efficient last week. That was how bad it was. Also, Chandler Jones just basically.
You missed it, Chandler. We already got into it. It sucked. They're going to suck. They're going to continue to suck. Go Giants by 20 tonight.
Go Giants. We suck, but go Giants.
Chandler Jones bullied the hell out of that offensive line last week for the Cardinals. Yeah, give me Seahawks. They're going to cover too, probably.
Yeah, give me the Seahawks. The Saints defense is abysmal. I think this game is going to be a little closer than people think it will be, but because the Titans are going to try and feed Julio Jones more, something they didn't do last week, so they're idiots.
Yeah, as a Julio owner in my fantasy league, I was not happy.
AJ Brown, who wasn't for a long-ish touchdown, I was fucking too.
Before we leave, or maybe not right now because we're in the middle of the six-pack, but before we end this, I would like to do a little fantasy talk because something happened in my league that I'm a little peeved about.
Well, hey, listen, Samir, I've been trying to get you and JD your own segment to replace weird shit in sports for 3 weeks now, so figure it out. We'll do a dry run tonight.
Okay. I would love a little fantasy corner segment. That's a great little thing I could do.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we still got about a half hour left, so rock and roll. Let's just bang out these last 3 picks plus our
let's go.
I'll take the Seahawks closer than people think. I think Derrick Henry and the boys will control the clock, and it's going to be a late decide in the last 5 minutes type of game. But give me Seahawks.
There we go.
I'm gonna take this as my upset. Actually,
Ooh.
I have a lot of faith that Derrick Henry is gonna come out and just like destroy the Seahawks line. Like Samir said, the defenses are garbage. I think it's gonna end up being a shootout, but I have to believe that the Titans can throw something together here.
Well, Pat, you are currently in first place right now by I think 3 points over Kevin, if I'm not
Hey,
mistaken.
what? I won last week and this week. How am I not in first?
Pat won this week.
Pat won this week.
Oh, I thought what Pat have?
Pat had 5. You had 4.
Oh, okay. Then Pat might.
Either that or
Me
you
and
had
Kevin were
5.
tied for first last week.
Yeah, so I think I don't know. I'll have to look at it. I believe Pat's in first place by 1, or you guys are tied.
Okay.
JD, I have hot and cold streaks. I'm either gonna like come out with some like really hot takes that just happen to turn out well, or I'm gonna go like 0-for-6 on
That's
things.
the best way to gamble.
So
We're
really.
shocked this week. That's why I keep getting fucking killed. All right, the Raiders, who came off maybe the most entertaining Monday night game I've seen in months, years, against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who I blame for all of my wrongdoings in my life, and I want to throw things at them. I'm trying to trade Chase Claypool as protest for them screwing me over last week. This is actually my upset pick. I love the Raiders this week. I think the Bryan Edwards emergence is huge. Darren Waller is the second best tight end in football, third best, tied for second, whatever you want to put it as. I love Waller so much in this game. Don't be surprised if Kenyon Drake, for fantasy-wise, guys, keeps taking away carries from Josh Jacobs. I think Jagr loves that 1-2 punch, and I think Kenyon Drake is going to keep taking away.
And I don't know. I think Jacobs is just hurt right now and also ill, so that's why he's not.
The 40%. I think Drake was on the field and was actually doing things where Jacobs will block a lot in his snaps. I saw the efficiency rate. I think the usage rate. Was higher for Drake when he was on the field. When he was on the field, I think for 45% of the snaps, he was getting the ball or he was running around. So, yeah, maybe trade Josh Jacobs, but I got the Raiders as my upset this week.
For NFL, does the upset just need any points?
No, you need 3 points. It's the same rules as college, 3-point swing.
What's that line?
That line's -6 for the Steelers at home.
Gotcha.
So I just got underneath the Raiders.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Steelers. Unfortunately, hate the Steelers, but I think the Steelers will win. Pretty simple.
Patrick?
And what's the line on this, by the way? Sorry.
-6 for Pittsburgh at home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I mean the Steelers defense. I mean, I think they're going to be able to swing it. You're right. The Monday night game was insane. I can't believe Derek Carr is leading the league in passing yards right now. That's just a bunker stat. But give me Steelers.
Kev?
Give me the Steelers. I think they're going to be good for at least another 5 or 6 weeks until the wheels fall off.
Hopefully.
Samir?
I'm kind of on the fence. I kind of want to make this my upset pick this week.
Can't double.
Oh, yeah, you did it. Okay, so never mind.
We have the JD rule.
All right, the Steelers then. Because I would
You
only
can
do it
still
if...
take the Raiders. You just don't
You can
get
still
the pick.
pick the Raiders to win.
Oh, no, I don't think the Raiders will win. But if, it's like, I think it's a toss-up to me.
But you were going to make them your upset pick, but you don't think they're going to win.
If I could have gotten the upset pick because I'm kind of on the fence.
All right, good value. Good value. All right, I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm playing a strategy.
Bold move. Huh?
I'm very chalk right now, but that's just kind of how I feel about these games.
Me and Pat, no one's lone wolf the game so far.
Yeah, me too, JD.
All right, last game of the night, the Sunday night game this week. Chiefs and Ravens. Line is -3.5 for KC at home. I think this line is crap. I think it should be more because I don't think the Ravens are a good team. I think the Ravens can't. We talked about this on the show. Ravens cannot hold a lead. Their lack of running game right now and the fact they don't have the guys like Marcus Peters who can play defense in bad situations when they've got the lead is going to kill them. I have the Chiefs big here.
I don't see any way the Chiefs don't win it, honestly. I mean, the Ravens look like mediocre to good at best, but I mean, it's the Chiefs. I'm never going to count. I treat the Chiefs the last couple of years like I treat Alabama. I'm just not going to count them out.
Yep. Browns better than the Ravens. Chiefs better than the Raiders. Chiefs by a lot.
Yeah. Chiefs are going to crush them. This might be the year that people start to get a little disillusioned with Lamar Jackson. I know I'm a hater. I know I'm a Lamar Jackson quote-unquote hater. But I think now that, this running back room is a little beat up and the weapons are a little hurt and him and Mark Andrews weren't really clicking against an okay Raiders defense last week. Actually, a Raiders defense that I'm pretty sure last year allowed the most points per game to the tight end position, fantasy points per game. This might be the year everyone's like, yeah, he might not be that good. And it's the same year he's getting his big old contract, which is what I like.
I'm going to take the Chiefs on this. Without Marcus Peters, now Chris Westry is out with a torn meniscus. They're looking to pick up Buster Skrine to replace him. So Patrick Mahomes is going to throw for like 600, 700 yards, and it's going to be absurd.
Cool.
Clean sweepers across the board, except for Titans and Raiders. All right. Since I'm the one who took an upset, me and Pat the ones who took an upsets in our six-pack, my gimme is Iowa State over UNLV. That team is absolutely atrocious at Iowa State. I think it's a bounce-back win here. Pat, who is your gimme this week?
Georgia over South Carolina. I don't see how Georgia doesn't win it.
Ohio State over Tulsa.
What'd you say?
Ohio State over Tulsa. Are we talking about our gimmies?
You get an upset.
What?
You can take a gimme. It's just you won't get the extra point.
Oh, wait. What's the... Oh, you can take a gimme or an upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I want to take my upset because I got a whole thing for my upset.
All right, then take your upset, Jagr.
Samir, go ahead.
I'm kind of just doing this for the bit now. My upset pick... My upset pick is the Jets against the Patriots this week.
That's
sorry, Kevin.
That's horrible.
Did you learn your lesson last week of picking the Jets? Come on, man.
Good for you, Samir. Good for you.
Sorry, Kevin.
Can I get my upset? Because I'm done with Samir.
Yeah, Kevin.
Purdue over Notre Dame, baby. The wheels are falling off.
Good one.
Wheels are falling off Notre Dame. Brian Kelly might be gone by the end of the year if they barely beat Toledo last week. Purdue's going to be the nail in the coffin of Brian Kelly's Notre Dame career. Give me the Boilermakers.
Oh, my other. Yeah, if I was going to take an upset, I would take it to
So this one's for Jared. Don't ask me why I have this. The Spartans are walking into Korner, handing the U that much needed L. They have looked terrible through 2 weeks. Terrible. The Spartans look pretty damn good. Routed a good Northwestern team that made it to the Big Ten Championship. Routed them on the road. They got a really good running game. Miami won by a field goal over Appalachian State last week.
I'm very confused where this. Miami's looked terrible so far. Ohio State looked terrible last year against Alabama. It's Alabama.
We're not talking about Ohio State. I'm saying Miami won by a field goal against Appalachian State.
You said the last 2 weeks. You could have said last week they looked terrible.
They looked terrible against Bama too.
Everyone looks terrible against Bama.
That doesn't mean they didn't look terrible. They couldn't.
This is a dumb argument to be having, Kevin. This is just you jerking off your own team.
Yeah. Where did Bama get into this? Bama's really good. Let's start every segment with Bama's really good.
Oh wow! Yeah,
praise Bama.
There, use week one.
Why don't we just go and fucking all just
Nick Saban is God. Matt Jones is
suck
Jesus.
Him down already.
Okay, now let's talk.
Kevin has no gag reflex when it comes to Nick Saban.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, my coach is good. Sorry, he can develop talent.
Are you the oatmeal cream pies that he likes to have in the morning?
Yeah.
No, Samir, JD? What I'm saying is, you said the last 2 weeks they've looked terrible.
They did look terrible against Bama.
They did.
They did.
For a touchdown against Bama, which.
They scored like
52
30
to
points.
28.
Yeah, but
We only give
That's a national championship. Like, don't act like that's the same things. First of all, second of all, like they couldn't tackle against Bama. If they didn't follow it up with a bad performance against Appalachian State, I would say, oh, it's just Bama. But they did, and whether it's Bama or not, they did look not good. De'Aaron King didn't give me anything to kind of be excited about. The defense couldn't tackle. And then they go after that and have a performance like that at home. It's Appalachian State. And I like Michigan State this year. They're looking solid. It's an upset pick.
Okay,
It probably won't happen. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not even going to say anything. I'll let you go on your way with this. I'm not even going to try to defend my Hurricane.
It turned into a Bama rampage. I don't even know how that
I'm
happened.
going to sit back, crack a beer, and just sit there and watch. See what happens.
Okay.
All right.
Me too.
Excellent. All right, so we're locking them in right now. So there's no more Arkansas issues here. By the way, ranks for Arkansas,
Great
22.
Great pick by me.
Yeah, you should thank Kevin about that.
Where did I get that from? Jesus. I actually did like Arkansas.
I'm taking Iowa State. JD is taking Michigan State. Samir is taking the goddamn Jets.
Goddamn Jets.
Shout out to KFC with that one. Kevin is taking Purdue over Notre Dame, and Pat is for his gimme is taking Georgia. There we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait, do I not also get a gimme? Am I confused?
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Okay, I understand.
The picks.
I didn't understand that either, Samir. But I get it now.
Gimmies are only given to you if you are ballsy enough to take an upset in your six pack.
Okay, but taking a gimme outside of the six pack is what? Just whatever?
If you take an upset in the six pack.
Yeah.
But if you don't, then why did JD take an upset in his six pack?
I didn't do a gimme. I didn't wrong.
Notice.
I'm not gonna lie, taking the gimme every week, definitely the right strategy, but no fun. So I'm
2 points versus 1 if you're feeling balls.
I don't think we actually made. I think we made a rule so you can't actually get a gimme unless you're balls in to take an upset. A gimme is like a bonus if you're like balls in to take an upset. So it's like you only get the freebie if. Well, last week. So by the way, if you fuck up a gimme, it's minus a point. By the way, Patrick was the only one who actually fucked up a gimme last year.
Who did he take?
I don't know. It was a college team. It was like I think it was a Big Ten team. It was terrible.
It may have been before we started doing Army as a house gimme, and I felt really confident going into a game because they were like 6-0, and I was like, I've never even heard of this dumbass fucking Western backwoods Kentucky State school. Like, there's no way that they like march into West Point and win. And
it was. Yeah, it was Kentucky. I checked the score. I'm like, I think Pat lost the point.
I was distraught.
So yeah, if like Iowa State loses, then I have to actually give up a point.
Sorry guys, I just started humming our theme song because it's in my head.
There you go.
Shout out Johnny Maserati.
Rapped by our boy Mr. Maserati. All righty, Samir, you want to talk some fantasy quickly before we head on out of here? What do you got?
Yeah, I do want to talk some fantasy. And this is somewhat aimed at JD as someone who just started playing Dynasty. I had quite just a little tiff today. One of the teams in our league is beginning to rebuild because their team put up a collective 64 points last week. Jesus. And I heard that he's shopping George Kittle. So I texted, hey, are you trading George Kittle? George Kittle, by the way, I didn't draft. Then I traded for him, won a title, traded him away, and now I've traded back for him. And I said, hey, listen, let's work out a trade. He said, sure. He offered to me an offer I ended up trading. This ended up being the trade. I got George Kittle and Marquez Callaway, and he got Mark Andrews, Deebo Samuel, and a second-round pick.
Man, you got hosed.
Well, everyone is saying otherwise in the chat, including one person who was like, I offered a way better offer. Like, Samir, you just fleeced him. He goes, and then I was like, then I kept asking him, I was like, hey, man, what did you offer? And this was what he offered.
Stupid numbers last week. He's clearly one of the. Let me help you off.
Yeah, the other offer goes as follows. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Dallas Goedert, Michael Pittman, and a second-round pick.
Yeah, no, you're off.
He's I was like, what the fuck? He's the kind of guy who thinks more players equals better offer.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell he was talking about. Yeah, and you know what, Jared, you're right. I might have end up being fleeced, but the thing is, Deebo was my fourth wide receiver anyways. I would pay that much just to get the big upgrade at tight end because I don't think Mark Andrews is that great.
Yeah. Also, Mark Andrews didn't do jack shit this week, so it looks good now.
Well, yeah, I lost because of him.
I won because of him by 1.2 points.
I lost in I think I lost in all but one of my leagues. I don't know how.
3 for 3, baby.
My team performed as all my teams did this weekend.
Oh, that sucks.
Suicide watch level.
Yeah.
My team. Also, we do have a fantasy question, actually.
Woo.
Is Anthony Schwartz a good pickup as a flex in a 12-person league? Potentially. I feel like the Chiefs wide receiver of Tyreek is the same as like a Patriots running back. Like, you don't know who's going to get the most touches that week, so it's always going to be risky.
Or Eagles tight ends.
Yeah, and as soon as OBJ comes back, I mean,
yeah, I wish he was playing this week. I don't know. I think you can pick him up for depth, but I think there's a ton of other options I'd go with over Schwartz. I mean,
to start, no, I definitely wouldn't start.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't start into Schwartz.
But it's worth it if he's available. Throw him on the bench and see
a speculative ad. But I'm taking I'd rather play, for instance, a Sterling Shepard tonight.
Is it like
go Giants?
Is it like a 12-person league, 3 wide receiver type situation?
Yeah, that could be it.
I've been there where the board is so empty, and you're like, okay, I'll take the 5th string wide receiver for the Ravens type situation.
And by the way, let's talk about that.
I know Aram. I don't think so. I think it's a normal league.
Oh, then
I like 2 receivers in a flex.
I
could be wrong.
If you anything other than adding 1 extra flex pisses me off because then the rosters just get too big and then it's what are we doing here?
Yeah, literally, you should not be in a 12-person league. People shouldn't have players who consistently put up sub 5 points for wide receiver, running back positions because the league is just so saturated with people in positions to play in. I think that's when it gets super annoying.
Dude, we were running a fucking 16-team league in high school,
Screw
and
that.
That was it was horrid.
You get 2 players that actually make points. No, screw that.
Okay, boys, been playing the last 2 out. My best overall player in fantasy, so that sounds good fun. Because he might not even play tonight.
Yeah, my family league is 14 people, and I feel that's the point where it just gets super annoying, and it's
it's a little much.
Even still, it's 2 wide receiver, 2 running back, 1 flex, so it's not even too saturated with positions to play.
Yeah. Samir, I actually just benched Saquon. I don't trust him to play tonight.
Wow, we could talk about.
I think he's gonna score a touchdown.
I think there's a possibility.
Landry. Because I have Brian Edwards, I have Fournette, I have Michael Carter, a bunch of other players, but it's in Chase Claypool, but it's at the same time, I'm gonna wait.
I think benching one is the right move. It's rough that this is a Thursday night game because if it was Sunday or Monday, they would tell you beforehand a little bit more he's probably going to play. But with them playing tonight, we're going out after this. You don't want to be scrambling at the bar to put in someone over Saquon if it's announced he's not playing.
There is
good
reception at the offshore.
So, Jared, can I ask who'd you replace him with?
Jarvis Landry.
And so who are the 2 running backs you're starting?
Eckler and Miles Sanders.
Okay, sure. I'd rather play Claypool. You said you have Claypool. I'd rather play Claypool in the flex.
I don't trust Claypool. I really do not. I don't trust any Steelers receiver. I grabbed Claypool instead because I wanted OBJ, but OBJ got picked before me.
Mm-hmm.
So I just grabbed I always go also for boom or bust with fantasy is how I either win or lose leagues. I go for guys who get a lot of yards and touchdowns. Then I'll go for catches. Maybe that's why I lose.
No, that's why I love
Jarvis is kind of a volume guy. I feel like Jarvis is a volume.
I always grab 1 volume running back and 1 volume receiver, and the rest is all boom or bust.
Especially with OBJ out, Jarvis is good.
My thing with the Steelers and Steelers receivers is I trust Big Ben as the season goes on about as much as I trust him here in the women's room as he has more and more beers. So, week 7, he's probably going to be good. He probably has some friends around, but keep in check. Week 12, no. Ben, we're not.
You know what?
Out.
We might be at the bar later, and at 7:50, I may get Saquon's playing. He's 100%. Okay, I'll switch him in. Or I might just say, fuck it. I've had enough beers. Let's roll play.
I would laugh if you don't get the notification, and it's at 8:30, Saquon ripped off a 75-yard touchdown run.
It's okay. My lineup is actually still pretty good. It might be okay.
Can I just talk real quick about why half PPR is so much better than full PPR?
Yes.
fuck rewarding a -1 yard screen pass for 0.9 points.
Right?
Like, it's so infuriating every year in a full PPR league where it's like, oh, I don't have like CMC or like Alvin Kamara. And it's just like, okay, well, I'm going to get fucked to not getting like 40 points a game because they just get high volume like passes.
Yeah, no, that's what PPR leagues are bullshit. Like half PPR is the perfect balance.
Yeah. Like,
I think there needs to be some.
Yeah, half. That's why I think half PPR is perfect.
Half is good. I'm in half. I'm in a
I
half.
play full PPR leagues. I play in all full PPR leagues.
I'm in a half and a full. The thing about PPR is it makes like, especially if you're in like a 12-man league, it makes it easier to like pick up random guys and have them actually like do something. Because if you can just account them for having 7-8 catches, it like, you know what I mean, they're going to score. It just makes the like range of players you can pick from so much better.
That's kind of what I like about it. I think it adds a little more it adds a little more strategy where you can be like, you know, it adds it increases the different facets in a lot of players' games, and you have to like start considering that kind of thing.
I like half point, but I will say I'd rather have a full point than none. I don't like none.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely.
I don't like none at all.
I would rather slit my wrist than play it like.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Come on, who does that?
I support that decision for you.
I think I saw somebody who said they wanted to try. They would love if they got a 2 PPR league. That's the guy who gets.
Nah, that's whack.
That's the guy who gets Kamara and McCaffrey or Eckler every year.
I have Kamara.
I have McCaffrey and Kamara, so I'm pretty happy.
I have McCaffrey and Saquon in one league.
I did win in one league, so I guess I won one thing.
I got Saquon at like the 7th pick, and I said, you know what? Fuck it. Boom the bus with this one. I also then again had like great picks like 2 through 9. So
if you can go 2-0 without Saquon, you're gonna be looking.
You're gonna be looking.
That's kind of what my thinking was. I'm like, if my backup, the second I got Sanders as my third running back, I was like,
yeah, that's pretty nutty. How'd you get that? How many men is this? Is this 10 or 12?
10-man league, yeah.
Ours?
Well, yeah, ours is 10-man.
Oh yeah. But I mean, it also like we also have like what like Chris doesn't like know anything about football, so it's like super easy.
Yeah, Chris
is
what's your taco buy?
One guy, we have one taco, and then Kevin drafted Mac Jones with his 3rd round pick.
Oh yeah, he did.
Can I, dude?
That's insane, dude.
Son of God.
Someone took in one of my other leagues, Josh Allen, #1 overall. I was dying because I had the #2 pick because last year is when I had Saquon and Nick Chubb and they tore their ACLs at like the same time. So I just started tanking from that point on to try to get the first like #1 overall pick. And
Chubb didn't tear his ACL.
Wasn't it a partial tear?
I don't know what he did, but he was back in like 6 weeks. Yeah, you don't come back from the ACL. I don't know what he did.
I swear it was like a partial tear. Maybe it was MCL or something. But like
maybe partial tear. Maybe I don't know. I don't know how that stuff works, but I know he came back after 8 weeks. You don't come back after an ACL like a full. I know. I got the scars to prove it.
Yeah, I had ACL, MCL, and meniscal repair, but I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, I tried to tank. So I got the #2 overall pick. And I was like, oh, there's no way I get like Christian McCaffrey because like he's gonna be like in a holdover league. Someone took, I forget who they held instead. I'm like, he's going #1. They took Josh Allen. I'm like, swoop, CMC's mine.
Oh yeah, that's the dumbest thing. That guy who played first.
Josh Allen, was this a super flex?
No, this is like just one of those people like who doesn't know how to draft fantasy and doesn't watch like any football.
No.
You know though, whoever had 3rd was pissed you took McCaffrey because they're like, oh, maybe Pat's an idiot too. It will take.
Well, so
maybe Pat is also stupid.
Like it was the thing where the commissioner was supposed to like set our holdovers, but he never did. And then I was like not in like the draft party because I was at like a family thing. So I texted him. I was like, hey, like my like keeper's still on the board. He's like, oh yeah, just like don't draft like your keeper and don't draft anyone else's. So I was like, hey, did someone like keep Christian McCaffrey? And he never responded. And like then time was running out, and I was like, okay, so I took like someone else. And then he was like, haha, just kidding. And then everyone else was just drafting everyone else's keeper. So we restarted the draft. The first person took Josh Allen again. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to take Christian McCaffrey. Like, I don't know why no one like that conversation wouldn't have told you.
You know, whoever had McCaffrey as his keeper was also, or their keeper was also just pissed. They're like, oh, what the hell, Pat? Why'd you take my keeper?
Well, he wasn't their keeper. That's the thing.
Who's their keeper?
Yeah,
I don't remember who they took instead. Or maybe it's someone who didn't play.
I guess it makes sense for the value, where it's like, you could get a guy with like 9 in the 9th round or whatever. I don't play a lot of keeper leagues.
Yeah. Okay. Well, boys, that wraps up for our first ever happy hour edition of the Corner Booth Pod. Corner Booth Live, actually, pregame, whatever. I messed up. Podcast and show, all 5 different names. But we appreciate everyone who stopped by, commented, said what up. We will be back normal time next week. Hopefully our picks are not as fucking terrible as they were last weekend. So that's it. That's all for Kev, Pat, the Psychic, Samira, the Rookie, Cheesehead JD. We will catch y'all later. Peace.
See ya.
See ya.
That was perfect timing.